Welcome, listeners, to the Blueprint, your insider's guide to navigating Chicagoland's real estate market. Brought to you by M73 Real Estate, where smart moves start with the right plan. I'm your host, Malcolm Fears, manager, owner at M73 Real Estate. Look, you could drop us a line, m73realestate.com, or call us at 773-600-1547. Once again, m73realestate.com. 773-600-1547. Listen, welcome to this podcast. This is what we're planning on doing during this podcast. We're going to offer you information, help, and assistance and guiding as you get ready to navigate the real estate market, whether you're buying, whether you're selling, looking for an investment property. We're just looking to get you started and point you into the right direction and give you some strategic things that you can do in order to make yourself a viable candidate if you're looking to buy or put yourself in a position where the property that you're getting ready to sell is the most uh, valuable and wanted property on the market. So we hope we'll be able to help you out. Drop us a line on any one of our platforms. You can look us up. We're on YouTube and give us a comment. Let us know what it is you want us to talk about, and we'll get into it. Uh, One of the things I know we're going to talk about, start off real quickly, is about setting yourself up to be a buyer. We're going to deal with that real quickly. And one of the things that's important, and I tell this to people all the time, is making yourself a qualified buyer. And what I mean by qualified is making yourself a pre-approved buyer. And that means that you are ready to purchase. That means you have a bank, a mortgage lender, or financial institution that has agreed to support you in giving you a loan based on your financials as they stand at the time that you're looking for that property, right? So you go into a mortgage company, go into a lender, and you say, "This, I'm ready to purchase a home." Even before you find the property, they're going to want to look at your finances. They're going to want to know what is your debt to income ratio, how much property you can afford. And then they're going to take that information and they're going to structure you a dollar amount of what it is they're willing to commit to when it comes to a mortgage, right? So you need that dollar amount because what does it do? Two things. Number one, it makes you a viable buyer. It makes you a creditable buyer. And then number two, it gives you the border and and the understanding of how much property you can afford, right? So you're not out looking for properties way over your budget unless you got money laying around that you're going to put up with the mortgage or you paying in cash. Whatever the case may be, you need to be able to provide that financial backing when you're looking for properties. And then when you're looking for properties, having a pre-approved letter or having something from a financial institution saying that you are a qualified buyer, it separates you and distinguishes you from all of the other people that's in the market just looking, right? Because folks are just looking every day, right? But when you step in front of a buyer and say, "You look, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to make this move," then if you show that pre-approval letter or that commitment from that mortgage lender, it lets them know that you are serious and you're just ready to make this move, right? So getting pre-approved, a lot of that a lot of things go into getting pre-approved. Number one, it talks about your finances, right? You got to make sure your finances are straight. It's going to be about a 30 to maybe 45 day, 60-day process. But when a bank says, "Okay, we're looking at your finances as it sits today, we're going to approve you for, let's say, $250,000, according to what we see now. If you bring us back a property that fits in those parameters of $250,000 or less, then we're going to, according to what we see, we're going to commit to giving you that mortgage on that property." What you cannot do during that time frame of them looking and setting you up for this mortgage, you cannot go out and make some unnecessary purchase that's going to blow your debt to income ratio out of the water, right? So you can't go right after you get this commitment and pre-approval level from a bank. You can't go out and buy you a brand new car because that's going to change the dynamics of what your finances look like when you go back to that mortgage lender with a property that you found. Because now when they look at your financials, it's going to say, when we looked at it 15 days ago, you didn't have a $45,000 automobile loan attached to your name. Now that changes their debt to income ratio. Now we can't approve you for the 250,000. We might now only can approve you for 200,000, right? And so now that decreases the amount of property that you can look for, and then that dream home that you had in your mind in that $250,000 range, now all of a sudden you're not qualified to get it, right? So being strategic in your thinking and how you move when you get ready to look for these properties is the number one thing you can do. So we get into that real, real, real heavy, right? So those one of the things I want to stress as we get into learning and building this strategic plan and coming up with this blueprint to be a qualified buyer. And then we'll look down in the next few episodes, we'll look at how you set yourself up to be a seller, how you distinguish yourself among all the properties that's on the market now. Understanding that the real estate market is like it's ebb and flows, right? It changes. One season, it's a market for home sellers where you have not a lot of homes on the we have not a lot of homes on the market, you have a lot of buyers. So when you have a lot of buyers, right, looking for a small inventory of homes, it becomes a seller's market, right? Because that you have it's not a lot of houses out there. So the buyers are constantly, constantly trying to get that one property, multiple offers are coming in. When it is a buyer's market, there's not enough homes on the market. There's a lot of homes on the market. It's saturated, right? Saturated with homes on the market, but not a whole lot of qualified buyers. So then that buyer has a lot that they can choose from when they out getting ready to purchase. So whatever the market is, whatever position the market is in, we want to make sure you are positioned strategically in order to realize what it is you're trying to do. If it's buying, if it's selling, investment properties, real estate, whatever it's trying to do, we want to make sure you're set and ready to do that. And we want to give you those nuggets and give you that direction as you head out to get your to accomplish your goal of home ownership, selling your property, investment property. We're going to make sure you get that. Listen, make sure you drop us a line again, m73realestate.com. Hit us up. Let us know what you want to talk about. Give us an idea of what it is you're looking for in the market. You can let us know how we can assist you. Another thing, as we get ready to wrap up, that I want to look at again is this notion of where we live, right? So all these, the three most important things is real estate. We always hear is location, 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 where you want to live, where you buy your property. We're going to look at some of the history behind whether or not everybody has the right to live wherever they want to live. Now, I am a realtor, right? And so I live by a code of making sure that I present my clients with options to be wherever it is they want to be if they are a qualified buyer in whatever neighborhood you want to live in. That is my goal. That is what I stand by as a realtor. I take that oath and that's what I live by, but we have to make sure that we're all working on the same playing field. So one of the things I want to get in also on this podcast is one of my favorite books. Right, I read this book some time ago. It's called The Color of Law, a book by Richard Rothstein, Forgotten History of How Our Government Segregated America, and that is talks about in this book. It talks about redlining. It talks about redlining, right, and how redlining that happened started happening in the 30s, how that created this mortgage companies uh, map of how they would give mortgages to different areas of the city or neighborhood based on the uh, breakdown and the for people living in that area, whether they were black, whether they're white, Hispanic, so on and so forth. And so we're going to look at that book, The Color of Law, break it down a little bit, and just see where we are. But until then, we'll be here. We're going to be here to offer you everything that you need and what you're looking for. Once again, I thank you for tuning in to the Blueprint, brought to you by M73 Real Estate. And we're going to get you ready to make that move. Subscribe to next week's Insight right here. You can click the YouTube channel, click like, and we're going to start building that plan today. Until next time, see you when I see you. Peace.